just a garden. So when you're saying all these things, sometimes I wonder, do you think Africans are foolish? Black people are foolish that they will buy houses that are tiny and they'll be on a mortgage? Hi guys, it's lilymutamztv, also known as ZAMBIA, girl from Zambia. If you're new to my YouTube channel, please subscribe so that each time I upload videos, you will be notified that ZAMBIA posts a video, that ZAMBIA has uploaded a video. In this video, I will be talking about Sky News propaganda against the ethnicity of Black people. And I've seen this going on for some time, and I thought, let me talk about this. And I need to address this issue. For those of you who have seen my other video, which I address those negative comments about Africans, Asians, Pakistani in the UK, that video at the moment is trending and is over 73,000 views. Thank you so much for sharing. Keep on sharing. We need to send the message out there. It is not fair that Black people are treated like this negatively all the time. Now, in doing my video, that particular video, you know, the BBC were trying to state that the reason why many Black people are dying of the coronavirus is because they are more prone to dying to the coronavirus. That was the message of the particular post, and then all those comments came in, the negative comments from white Britons in the UK. Those comments were obviously negative, and that was the whole purpose of the post by BBC, is to cause that tension and to provoke African people, Black people, Asians, Caribbean people, Pakistani people, and stating that they are the ones who are more prone to having the virus than white people. Thankfully, we have the national statistics that give us statistics about what is going on in the UK. And according to the national statistics of April, over 14,000 Caucasians died to the coronavirus, and only 1,000 people, Black people, died to the coronavirus, and about 500 Asians died to the coronavirus. So where is the BBC getting this from? So I thought it was only BBC saying that, but Sky News as well has joined this game plan. Because of copyright issues, I don't want to be put in a mess with YouTube. I will post a link to a video posted by a fellow YouTuber, Mira's World, so that you can watch. She's fine with posting that video, but I don't want to risk my channel. So I will post the link and you can watch the video after what I finish saying. The video is from Sky News, and Sky News is actually saying that Black people are prone to having the virus. They're the ones who die to the coronavirus. That's why there's many fatalities or deaths in the UK. And yet, that is not the case. At present, I haven't been going to work. And the reason why I'm not going to work is because the beds of the people that we were looking after, half of them are empty. So who are we going to look after? And majority of those deaths have been to the coronavirus. So how then are Black people, Black Africans, Black Caribbeans, prone to having the coronavirus and they die more than Caucasians. When the national statistics in Britain has stated that it is the Caucasians who are dying more than Black Africans. Discrimination, right? And this is what they are trying to do, to paint the Black race as the coronavirus particle, as the coronavirus carrier, when we are not even carriers of the virus. And the thing is, what makes this whole thing sick to even listen to is that they have tried by all means to get rid of Black people and they have failed. So they are only looking for means and ways to frustrate the Black race. You've watched Bill Gates' wife say she sees dead bodies of Africans lying around. Well, she is not the author and the finisher of the faith of a Black person. She did not create any human being, and therefore that will not happen. So their plans to destroy Africans is not working. And the thing is as well, they thought the virus will hit Africa so much and Africans will be ill and they will need so much aid. Let me tell you this, if an African country is telling you they need aid, they just want your money. They don't need aid. Yes, we need PPE equipment, we need support here and there, but not aid. Believe you me, very few cases are going on out there, and majority of the cases are of people who were living abroad or had traveled from a different country into our countries. For example, Zambia, we've only had 7 deaths. 7 deaths to 30,000 deaths in the UK. That's a small number, right? But they will claim that Black people will die. Black people will die more than the Caucasians. So how come in Zambia, since January, February, March, April, May, since the coronavirus outbreak, or when it was declared a pandemic, when it began, how come only 7 people have died in Zambia? How come? If our skin harbors the virus. The propaganda of the news media has been exposed because they just want to send that message to their own people. Just like they say Africa is poor, they always show the dirty side of Africa, the ones who are looking for water. They don't have water in Africa. They live in the streets. They are poor. The babies of Africa have mucus everywhere. They are disgusting. They don't have clothes. That is the Africa that the Western media has been showing for decades. They will never show the luxurious side of Africa. They will never show that actually Africans do have mansions. Actually, Africans do have shopping malls. Actually, Africans drive cars. No. The poverty of Africa is what they always want to show. Now, during this pandemic, they have been exposed because what they are saying is a lie. The BBC in the UK is saying Black people are the ones who are dying to the coronavirus more than Caucasians, but no, it is actually the Caucasians who are at the top of the list of the whole population of Britain, not Black people. But this is what we are being told. And then secondly, Sky News again have shared a post where they say that it is highly likely that Black Britons will not have gardens during quarantine. Blacks. This time they've even changed it from Africans or Blacks to Black Britons. that it is high and likely that they can afford or they can have a garden. Of course, we cannot have gardens because the houses are tiny. Even the gardens themselves are tiny. If you really want to know how Africa looks like, I will link down below a video of some of the luxurious houses of Lusaka, Zambia. Then you will come and tell me that we'll be crying or fighting for small, you call it patio, small patio that can fit 4 chairs, 1 plastic pool there, barbecue stand. Hooray! We have a garden. A garden in Zambia can accommodate 10 houses of Britain in one line. 10 houses or more, a garden. Just a garden. So when you're saying all these things, sometimes I wonder, do you think Africans are foolish? Black people are foolish that they will buy houses that are tiny and they'll be on a mortgage, meaning for life they'll be paying money every year for like 30 years. When the money they're supposed to pay for mortgage, they would rather buy a mansion or build a mansion in Africa and have a garden, not garden. The ones you have here are garden. Garden. Huge. That's what we have. It is unlikely that we'll have a garden. What thing I go look for in a garden? What am I going to look for in a garden? When I can go for a walk, there's a park. Why have you created recreational parks? And that's the reason why I believe Africans have not even bothered about having big gardens, because they know when they want to have time to relax, to go out, they can go to the park with their family. What's the reason why we have recreational parks? Don't be discriminating against my Black Britons like that. Stop it. We will not allow you to use the coronavirus to discriminate against us, saying we cannot have a garden. Who wants to stay in a small garden environment to do what there when we have a big park with a huge space? Now by force, is it force for you to be telling us to be in the garden? So my third point is that of hair. You know the African hair, here's an image that we normally plait, the cotton one. Some hairdressers in Kenya have taken it up, and the hairstyle is now being called coronavirus, corona hairstyle, mocking our culture, mocking where we come from. And you say that is corona related hair. If you are bored during this corona time, go and watch EastEnders. Go and watch Coronation Street. Go and watch Hollyoaks. Don't talk about black people like that. All I can see is people who are bored. Who this one makes up this story, this one makes up this story, this one makes up this story. Do not discriminate against black people like that. It is not fair. Enough is enough. That you will use this coronavirus. You are now trying to justify your racist behavior. Sky News, you have been exposed. BBC, you have been exposed. Stop preaching fake news. Tell your people in Britain the truth. Those who cannot read, who don't go to National Statistics Office to check, tell them. For us who will read, we read and we can see, we know the truth. You know the truth. And for the people who have died, majority of blacks who have died are in the front line, who have been helping to save the lives of British people. And then you come up with, that is why the black skin have coronavirus, their skin, they are that. And yet the British people, some of them, have decided to go on self-isolation. During this period, they are in isolation. The place where I was helping, 26 staff, including the manager and the deputy, decided to abandon the care home. They abandoned the care home. And we as agency were helping the care home in order for it to carry on with business. They only came when they heard that the cases have died down. And you are there busy bringing disorganization and disunity among people of Britain. This is a time, like I've said in my video, for us to unite, not to be pointing fingers, not to be talking about hairstyle, not to be talking about the features of black people. That's what makes them have the coronavirus. And yet the statistics are not telling us lies. They're telling us something different from what you are saying. You are using a platform that thousands and millions of people watch, and they are there believing. That is why I don't even watch BBC or Sky News or whatever. I am rather entertaining myself with other things and not watching people who are always talking negative things about black people, preaching the message of poverty. This is not fair. It must stop. That's all I wanted to tell you, my subscribers, that I have come across these things and I thought of sharing with you because most of you people have come to ask me to talk about these things, and I am talking about them. Just like the lady from Congo. I didn't know she was even Congolese. That was spat at the train station. I have received a news article from a friend of mine, and this article was just stating that the man that spat on this lady was called into police custody to have an interview and has been interviewed by the police. It is not fair. If the media keeps on doing this, sending that negative message, this is why we even have somebody going to the train station, finds someone working and spits on them just because they want them to have the coronavirus. The coronavirus should not be a weapon that will be used as a form of discrimination against any race, any religious person or belief, any color. It should never be the case. Gender, it should never be the case. But rather we should look at how we can move forward. Just like Madagascar have found the cure of COVID-19, you too, you should be looking for means and ways to find the cure to the coronavirus instead of painting black people negative, instead of trying to find the negative things to talk about black people, instead of trying to blame black people as if we're the ones who brought this coronavirus, and yet your mission to kill or to get rid of the population has been discovered. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. It's a girl, lilymutamztv, also known as ZAMBIA. I'm here to send a message to my people that no matter what, we have to be strong and holding on to each other. Let's comfort each other during this difficult time of COVID-19. If you need to help anybody with anything small, food, whatever, do it, so that we will not be mocked, so that we should not be always handouts as they declare that we are always looking for handouts in their countries. If you need help, send me an email as well and I can speak to my subscribers. It's a girl, lilymutamztv, also known as ZAMBIA. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button, and follow me on all social media platforms at lilymutamztv.